morning, it's Karen here from Make Me Pretty Upcycling. I'm based in Christchurch, New Zealand. I've recently become a retailer of the beautiful Klingon brushes, and what made it happen for me was the fact that I have had a Klingon brush, so I was just looking for the right one. This one, I've had it for 5 going on 6 years. It's a terrific brush. It doesn't shed bristles into your paint. It keeps its shape. So this is after 5 going on 6 years. And it just leaves a beautiful finish on your paint. You can paint with any water-based product, so that could be varnish or glaze as well as paint, but I use mineral paint a lot, and although mineral paint is self-sealing, this just leaves the most beautiful finish. And they do say about these brushes that they can make a beginner appear to be an expert. So any brush that can do that at the start of your painting career is worth spending the money on. When I'm not using this brush, it's generally hanging on my brush tree. As you can see, I've put a little bit of string on it. I prefer to hang my brushes if I can like that. Whoops. So that's what I do it. Klingons though, they're a bit unusual in that they really like being wet. And the best way to keep your Klingon is to put it in a jar of water and just keep the tips of it into the water. And what I do to hold it in place, whoops, I'll just take this out first, is I have some clamps, a small one, an even smaller one, and sometimes if I'm putting it in a narrow container, all I need is a couple of clips. So Kiwis, we're quite ingenious. You'll find a way that will work for you. So when you're not using your brush, they still like to have a little bit of water on them. So if I set this up here so you can see it, I haven't quite got enough water in here, so I'll just top it up a little bit. There we go. So when you're not using your brush, and you know you're going to be using it in a few days, once it's clean, you can actually store it in some water like this, and if you can see, it's just the very tippy toes of the brush that are in the water. So they're very unusual in that they do like keeping damp. So when I'm ready to use this, I will take it out of the water and just give it a bit of a spin like this. Get rid of any water. Don't worry if you don't get rid of it. If it's damp, that's good as well. And what I'm going to do is just show you what I do after I use it. So I've got some mineral paint here. It's actually a clay mineral mixture, and I've been doing up some lovely clipboards, but I haven't painted the back yet. So because it's a dark colour, I'm just going to put it straight on. So I've shooken this up a little bit. Now when you're using any brush, you just want to get your tips in. So see how far I've gone up there? So not too much, but enough, because these brush, what's on here, will just go for miles. So if I just show you this thing I'm painting, this will do the whole of it without me having to dip my brush in. Oh, actually no, I might, because it's a wee bit thirsty because I haven't primed it. Whoops, never mind. But if I just get this on, load it up a wee bit more. I forgot how thirsty they are. Normally I would put undercoat on, but because of this is the back of something, I'm not really bothered too much. All I want to do is get paint on the brush so I can show you how I clean it. Right, so that'll do. I haven't quite finished, but I can do that off camera. So that's that done. So what I'll do now is show you what I do. So first of all, I run it under a tap like I would normally with a brush and just get as much off as possible. Now this one I haven't used it very much, so it might come off quite easy, but we'll just see. So I'm now running it off, you can hear, under the tap. And I've got an awful lot of paint off, but not everything. To the naked eye it kind of looks clean, doesn't it? So now we have the magic happening. So what I've got, and I always use a glass jar full of water because I absolutely love seeing the paint wick off something. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera down. Use that. Put this where you can see it, which is here. Right. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. Excellent. So there we go. I'll just get my painter's points out of the way. So you take your brush. This is the bit I love. So you've done it under the running water to start the cleaning process. All you do now is put this fill this bit hard. Put this into water so it comes to about halfway up the brush. You don't need any more than that. And this is where the magic's going to happen. And I'll just lift this up. Can you see the way the paint is just coming off? It is the most magical thing. Can you see it just dropping off? And that's the way the brushes are made. So the paint will wick off, is the technical term, really, really easily. So you can see how much is coming off already. What I'm going to do is change the water so we can have another look at this process. Because honestly, I'd rather watch paint coming off a brush than paint drying. I don't know about you. So I'll just fill it full of clear water again and we'll watch the magic. So there it goes. And it starts up immediately. Isn't it magic? So that's why Klingons have a little bit of a reputation as being a self-cleaning brush, which is not actually true, but they're 90%, I suppose you'd call them self-cleaning. So I'll leave that there doing its magic. So Klingon brushes like water. They last forever. They're a real professional painter's brush. I'll just turn this a little bit up again so we can see each other. There you go. So Klingons come in all sorts of sizes. The one I had is called an oval brush. It's the O35. But they have a range of different brushes. The most popular one is called the Shorties. And I currently have 3 different Shorties for sale. So this is the little one, it's called an S30. Then you have the S50. Now what's so different about these is they have short handles, so that's what the S stands for, Shorties. And you can get into your drawers and all sorts of weird and wonderful places where you don't have a handle hanging out the end. So you've got the S30 and the S50, and then you get the angled one, which is really great for corners. Now, I am shouting myself a new brush, so I'm going to take you through what you do with your new brush. So first of all, you take the plastic off. Now, if you're using a scissors like me, obviously you don't want to cut anywhere near your bristles, because you've spent a lot of money. You certainly don't want to take a chunk out of it. So can you see how the cellophane is sort of made the shape a bit odd? But it bounces back really, really quickly. So what you do with your new brush is you put it in water for 30 minutes. So what I've got, again, because you know me, I love seeing this happen, I've got a glass vase. So all I'll do, seeing this has got quite a wee handle, I'll just put a peg. I've got 2 pegs somewhere. Here we go. Because I've got quite a narrow opening on this. And all you do is set it to soak. I'm just going to put a wee bit more water in. So it's halfway up the bristles. And that gets it sort of back to how it should be after being wrapped. So there, can you see I've got it about halfway up. And they say to leave that for about half an hour before you first use it. Then when you're ready to use it, after your half an hour, take it out and spin it. I'm just going to turn this around just a little bit. There we go. Spin it in your hands like that to get rid of the water. Can you see that's just coming off? And I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I won't use this straight away because I still would like to give it the half hour that they say to do. So there you go, Klingon brushes, available now in New Zealand. They haven't been for a while. And my name's Karen. I work at, or I'm the owner of Make Me Pretty Upcycling in Christchurch. You can buy these beauties online, or if you're in Christchurch, you can come in. I'll let you have a play. I have my own O35 and I've got some other round brushes. So if you want to just see how wonderful they are, I can get you a bit of wood and you can have a wee play and you'll be sold. They're just lovely, lovely brushes. So as always, happy upcycling. Karen from Make Me Pretty signing out.